Alright, what's going on people, Ring Roadmap here, and today we're going to be talking about Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. A lot of people have been asking my opinions on this, my fellow boxers in the gym, and just people in general who watch the channel, So we're going to be talking about this today. After the trash talk has been over, I'm actually starting to like Ryan Garcia. So that kind of influenced my opinion on this fight. I think it's closer now than what people make of it. So let's get right into it. The first one we're going to see with Gervonta is he likes to lead with the left a lot in order to catch his opponent off guard, So what you're going to see here, he just walks in with the high guard and then he throws that lead left hand right there. And this is really important because if you look at flat-footed fighters in general, they have troubles with this kind of punch, just the straight punches that comes, stiff. And Ryan Garcia is one of those guys. He doesn't really have a good step back, and his guard isn't really that good either. He doesn't really have a good parry as well, so he gets caught on the center a lot, So let's see another example of that lead left hand again here. Lead left hand, just keeps on throwing this. I think he's gonna land it again, boom, right there. And it's really a dangerous punch against a guy, or it's really a dangerous punch for Ryan, because again, he hasn't developed his step back, and he hasn't really developed his parrying skills as well, which are two of the most common defenses for that particular punch, for that lead left hand of the southpaw. So this is slightly dangerous for Ryan. However, I want to make this point first, before we go on to this video. I think people are making it too much about Ryan's flaws, and they're talking as if, Gervonta doesn't have any defensive flaws as well. Get the fuck out of here, okay? I love Tank, don't get me wrong, right? But Tank does have some defensive flaws as well. He leaves himself open on the hooks. He leaves himself open on uppercuts. He's been caught with many good shots before, and he doesn't really have the best or the tightest defense out there either. So I don't know what the fuck people are talking about. Oh, Ryan Garcia doesn't have a good defense. Ryan Garcia gets caught a lot. Motherfucker. In my opinion, Tank has been hit more than Ryan Garcia in these past couple of fights, and so let's not talk as if Tank doesn't have any defensive flaws as well. They can both hit each other, It's really a question of who can take whose power, or who can take the shot of his opponent. Okay, that's really what will determine the outcome of this fight. I don't see it going the distance, by the way. So now we're going to be talking about the check hook. As we can see here, Gervonta is kind of prone to the check hook because he leans overly heavy on the front leg once he throws that left straight to the body, or even the left straight to the head, even the overhand left. He gets overly heavy on that front leg. He doesn't really have much balance left to step back. So let's see another example here. Again, here, overhand left, he ends up squared up and is very prone to that check hook. Quite dangerous. Again, they are both prone to each other's best punch. Think about it, guys. Ryan Garcia is prone to the overhand left of the southpaw. That's the shot that, got him knocked down against Luke Campbell. And at the same time, Gervonta is prone to getting caught with check hooks, which is what we saw in this fight with Barrios. So this is an exciting fight, man. Who gets to catch who first? I think that's the main question here. So here again, he gets caught with that big check hook right there, while he was throwing, I think it was throwing his left hand right there. Okay, he threw his left hand, gets caught with the left hook, and he gets to eat it, Let's see that one last time, because it was kind of quick. All right, bam, right there, check hook. Kind of a grazing shot, but you can definitely see that he stopped there for a while, He realized his mistake. All right, so the next thing we'll see with Gervonta is definitely the vulnerability of a shoulder roll. As I always said before, if you plan on using the shoulder roll, against the orthodox, there are some risks, because it's much harder to defend the left hook if you're using the shoulder roll. It's much harder to really use that shoulder roll to defend the left hook. Usually it will just pass through, and that's exactly what happens here. If you watch my Viselis versus Motor video, you can definitely see it there, and you're very limited when you're using the shoulder roll as a southpaw. So let's see this one. He starts off with the body, I think. Left hook to the body first, and then hook to the head. Didn't really catch him clean, but I think that grazed him a little bit. Let's see another one. Bam. So for that one, he set it up with a left hook to the body, and then he threw a straight right hand while Gervonta was on the back foot, which is again one of the weaknesses of using the shoulder roll as a southpaw. You know, you don't really get to step back as much because you get heavy on that back leg, and usually your opponent can catch you with shots in between or while you are in that stance, while you are leaning back too much. Okay, let's see another one. Another shoulder roll. Let's see if it gets caught right here. Bam. Here he gets, or he throws a right straight first. Barrios throws a right straight. And again, look at that shoulder roll. It doesn't really defend, or it doesn't really defend the left hook as much if you're a southpaw. This is why if you're gonna use a shoulder roll as a southpaw, you really gotta be, first of all, you gotta have a good step back, because you cannot expect to use upper body movement as well as an orthodox Philly shot fighter will. You know, you won't be able to get away with it as much. Okay, so let's see this last example. Bam, right there. That was the cleanest in my opinion. All right, he set it up with a hook to the body, I think. Right hook to the body, and then he caught him right there with a left hook to the head. Again, when you throw a right hand on the southpaw, they tend to be bladed, and they're going to be on the path for the left hook. And if you throw a left hook first, usually, again, they're going to be bladed as well. So that's gonna put them, or that's gonna open them up for the right straight. They're gonna be on the path of the right straight. So that's one thing here that we should be, or that we should definitely look at. And I know what you're gonna say. Well, Ryan Garcia has flaws in his pullback too. Again, they do have the same flaws. Okay, let's not speak as if they don't have the same fucking flaws. All right, Ryan Garcia has the same flaw. He doesn't know how to step back well. Right, he gets caught while he's bladed too much. He blades too much for no fucking reason, and that's the same thing for Tank. So this is just a matter of who can take the better punch, who can take a better punch. And also it's a matter of who gets to land first, who gets to set up that big shot first. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about the leaping hook, which I think will be a useful tool, especially for a guy, or for Ryan Garcia, who doesn't really circle to the right too much. He likes to circle to the left. So I can definitely see Gervonta timing him with one of these leaping hooks. And also he likes to lean back a lot while he's moving left. So that's gonna put more leverage on the punch for Tank, because the further your opponent is, the more space you have in order to land that shot. So that's exactly what you want here. You want an opponent who's leaning back and who's circling left, who doesn't really circle too much to the right. That's the perfect victim for this particular leaping hook. So let's see another example here. Leaping hook once again, bam, and that's the shot that knocked Barrios down. And take note, guys, Barrios is like 5'9", and Ryan is 5'10", 5'11", I'm not really sure. So it's not a big height difference. It's not like Tank doesn't have any experience with taller guys, so he's definitely proven himself to be able to hold his own against taller guys. So the height won't be much of a factor in my opinion. It's more so about how Ryan uses his reach against Tank. So now it's going to be the overhand left. This is the shot that might potentially end the fight, in my opinion. But again, Ryan Garcia has that left hook too, which Tank is very prone to as well. So that's the contradiction that we're facing here. I'm going to tell you guys my opinion at the end of this film study. But again, I think this is a much closer fight than people think of it to be. I can see Ryan grabbing the early rounds, alright? Alright, so here it is. Here's the knockdown, double jab. And then again, he throws that overhand left while Barrios is moving to the left side. You know, he's very good at cutting out the ring. So usually he will set it up with a right hook, or he'll set it up with a couple of jabs, and then he'll just come at you with that fucking overhand left. And this is a shot that Ryan Garcia is very much prone to, and so I can see this one being the knockout shot for Tank, if ever he does knock out Ryan Garcia. So what's my prediction on this? In my opinion, again, they do have the same fucking flaws there, right? I don't want to talk as if Tank is perfect, as if this is a one-sided fight, because they have the same fucking flaws. Let's first point that out. Okay, they're prone to each other's best punch. Tank is prone to the left hook, and at the same time, Ryan is prone to the overhand left, which is the best punch of Tank, you know? So, in my opinion, just on the grounds of Tank being able to take more punches, more heavier blows, right? He was able to show, or he was able to get hit more than Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has been hit good in some cases, but the only clean shot that we've really seen him get hurt from is that shot by Luke Campbell, you know. But Tank has received some big shots in the past. We've never really seen him wobble. I'm not really sure or maybe you guys have a fight where, you know, you can show me that he got wobbled in the past, but in my opinion, he can take the better shot, you know, and also he's better at setting up his offense than Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia might catch you with a left hook, you know, based on, or Ryan may catch you with a left hook as a counter, or he may catch you with a left hook, but he doesn't really set it up as well as Tank. You know, Tank does know how to really set it up and force you to get inside of his range. So that was it. I'd go Tank via KO. However, I'm gonna tell you this. After the fucking trash talk, I started to like Ryan Garcia. So if Ryan Garcia wins this fight and he ends up knocking out Tank, I'm not gonna be mad as well. I think the kid has a lot of potential. I think the kid has a lot of charm, and so that's it. All right. If Ryan Garcia wins, I'm not gonna be mad either. But objectively, in my opinion, well, that's a contradicting statement. Objectively, in my opinion, but just talking of it, you know, based on what I think and thinking of it logically, I think Tank is gonna win this one via KO. So that was it. Let me know what you guys think below. Ryan will definitely win the early rounds. He's gonna use that fucking reach, but then Tank will turn it up in the late round. So that was it. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.